Diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds. And here today I have with me one of these diamonds in the rough. His name is Jake Taylor. He is a defensive back slash linebacker slash whatever you want him to do. He is out of the University of Alberta. Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you too, Jimmy.
So yeah, I mean, I introduced you as a linebacker slash whatever because you're kind of in that mold where it's going to depend on who actually gets a hold of you and what they want to do with you. But anyhow, Jake, let's go ahead and try our best to introduce you to everyone. Can you give me some sort of background as to where you're from and how you got to your university?
So I'm born and raised in Edmonton. I played football in Leduc for minor years, played at Salisbury Composite in Sherwood Park for high school. And then after that, I was kind of wanting to get out of the hometown, but Coach Morris gave me a good deal. And he always had my back since like 10th grade. He was always gassing me up. I was going to the U of A camps. So I decided to, again, stick hometown. And yeah, I like where things went in the last 4 years. I've had a great experience at U of A. So yeah.
Hey, it's not that big. It's not that bad to stay home. You know, I mean, allow maybe a lot of your family to come see your games. Nothing wrong with that. So,
Yeah.
and so again, like you said, you've been at Alberta now for 4 years. And so for people that don't know, I mean, obviously at University of Alberta, I mean, we're looking at really one of the top CFL prospects. I know at the beginning of the season, they had you amongst the top 20, which is kind of nice. And so I guess we'll see what comes of it, man. I mean, we'll see how high you're drafted and maybe even if some NFL teams are interested. So you came out of Edmonton, went to high school in that area. Talk to me about you as an athlete in high school. I mean, I know you did obviously some football, but also some track. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, I did track in 11th grade. I ran the 100-meter, 200-meter, and long jump. I went to provincials for long jump. I did not participate in track for grade 12 just because there was some eligibility issues as I didn't do track at Salisbury Composite, but I did it for the Strathcona Christian Academy because that was the school I was attending at the time. But with track being in the second semester of grade 12, I wasn't eligible, unfortunately. So, yeah.
Well, hey, that's fine. I mean, obviously you were able to do it. It is kind of part of your background as an athlete. There's a part of me also that feels like that has helped you as an athlete, as a football player, because some of these numbers that I got, like that were listed preseason, they're really good for you. I mean, we're looking at a guy verticals almost 40 inches. Broad jump about 10.8, and then your three cone about 6.88. So I mean, dude, I mean, those are some really good numbers that you can go off of, and I'm sure that those have even maybe improved throughout the course of the season. So I'm assuming a lot of that athleticism does come from that track background. So I just kind of want to throw those numbers out there so that people, know about them. Obviously, you chose to pursue this game of football. Why do you love football so much?
Man, I personally think football is the best sport you can play. Football is inclusive. Everyone can play football. It's such a technical game. I like to say it's the chess of sports. When you look at every intricate detail, a receiver can do two more steps to just displace this DB so that this guy's open, and it just all comes down to like the slightest details. And it's just it's really fascinating when you can dive into a sport that much. So it's just really captivating for me.
Great. Well, I mean, and then of course, you made your way there to the University of Alberta. Talk to me about that university, that campus, and what makes it so special to you.
You know what? It's just I love some people might say they don't like it, but I do love the winter. It's nice having all seasons, walking down campus, and the trees are all orange, yellow, and then 2 months later, now we're in frozen land. And yeah, no, it's I love the environment here. U of A has a great campus. I was actually bringing one of our new guys into the campus, showing him around, and he was like, "Wow, this is really cool. You guys have a pretty big campus for one being a Canadian school, and two being in the middle of the city." So yeah, I enjoy that. It's right in the middle of Edmonton. I do live in Beaumont, so it's a bit away from my home, but when I'm in Edmonton, then I'm there. I get my training done, I get my school done, I go to work, and then I get home. Day's over, kind of thing. So,
Gotcha. And what have you been able to do there as a student? Are you still pursuing your major, or are you moving on to like a graduate program? Like, what's your status on that front?
so right now I'm in arts with a major in media studies, and I've just been slowly chipping away at that, as football has been my main focus over the last couple years. But I fully intend on coming back and finishing that up in the next when everything is said and done with fall. So
Gotcha. So, kind of along those same lines, like whenever you are done with football or whenever the heck that is, what do you see yourself doing? I mean, with either that major or something else. I mean, is there any other profession that you could see yourself getting into?
yeah, you know what? I me and my buddies, we've been talking a while. We want to get like a real estate business going. So I think that my arts degree, media studies, would be great for working the online social media advertising portion of that. And I do think that I'm a pretty sociable guy, so I think that I would be pretty natural at that. My dad's a salesman himself, so I got the genes.
Well, hey, if you're a chip off the old block, sure, that would certainly help. But Jake, let's go ahead and circle back to some football. I mean, again, as I introduced you kind of as a jack of all trades. So talk to me about your guys' defense and how you're utilized in there.
Yeah, so this year was a little bit of a crazy year for me. I had a broken hand the whole year, so they there was also one game that I had a broken finger and broken hand, so I decided to club them up. They After that game, I played about, I'd say, three more games in the X position, so they had me as a package guy a lot, blitzing, still dropping back into coverage. I was, other than that, playing strong half for the other portion of the year. And yeah, no, Coach Gass really utilized my abilities. I was playing a bit of D end for one of the last games there. Got a sack, which was really cool. Yeah, yeah, I kind of just played all over. So
Wow. So I mean, you're this guy who probably plays somewhat of like a wide nine, like when you're coming down like as an edge rusher and obviously dropping back into coverage
yeah,
with some clubs this past year, which I know
yeah,
had
exactly. Two
had
clubs.
to be interesting. Two clubs, man. Like I don't know how you can do it, but maybe I don't know. Did that help or hurt you
You
as
know
a
what?
tackler or what?
The first two games was like getting used to it. I'd say I did only play one game with the double club. I was like, I can't keep doing this. I need to have one hand at least. So I just toughed out the broken finger. But yeah, no, the after getting the hang of it, I definitely feel like I started to use it to my advantage rather than seeing it as something that was hindering me. So
Sure. So, it's just, I'm sorry, but it's just a little funny to me. It's almost somewhat comical to have one, a
it
guy out
was,
there with two clubs,
it was,
but
yeah.
certainly you were able to go out there and do what your coaches wanted you to do,
Mhm.
and made some great plays. So, when you look at yourself as a prospect, what do you feel separates you as an athlete? Is it truly that versatility, or is it maybe something else?
Yeah, I would say my versatility is my biggest piece. I mean, I'm sitting at, for example, East West Bowl. I was sitting at 215, but I was able to play corner and didn't get caught a single catch on me all game against the top wide receivers in the nation. And then towards the end of this year, obviously, I was fitting in at the end against Giovanni Manu, who was also one of the top draft prospects in the nation this year. So there's that. I do feel that off the field when it comes to um, willing to put in the extra work and just really try to gain an understanding of what the other team is trying to do, I'm all for it. So I love the mental part of football. It's recently something that Coach Gass has made me fall in love with. So
So, I'm going to throw something at you, and I want you to kind of talk about it a little bit. Talk about your first start at U of A, and then kind of compare that to just kind of this past season and how you've grown. Can you talk me through that a bit?
okay, do you want so
So
my
your
first year I only
so
played
your first
special
start.
yeah, special teams was my first year. I only played special teams, or would you like to hear about my first start
Your
defensively?
let's go defense.
Okay. So so my first start actually was in the 2021 season because obviously there was the COVID year, so I couldn't get in there. But I felt pretty natural out the gate. I did not feel that I was needing to catch up with the guys. Um, I would say that there was things that I did not notice that I was doing back then. I would say that I felt the same start first game to last game, but then I recently was going back and looking at all the film and I was like, wow, there's like some differences there. So I feel when I'm on the field, I play with the confidence that I'm doing what I'm doing and I'll do what I'm told to improve when I'm on the field, but yeah, everything felt the same start to finish, so just comfortable.
All right, good. So, I mean, obviously, when you first get out there, I mean, a lot of people are going to end up throwing you on special teams. You're going to have to make your mark there. And then, of course, whatever the, coordinator wants to do with you on defense, whether you're, playing the slot, playing linebacker, safety, or what have you, you'll eventually go out there and make some plays.
Yeah.
What has been like maybe the biggest highlight of your career? Is there a play or a game that sticks out for you?
Um, you know, I would say probably both the UFC games. So in the 2021 season and in the 2022 season. So in the 2021 season, the that's when Calgary had both the Philpott twins, and I was locked on those guys all game long. And so I think that was really the game that I felt like a surge of confidence that I was like, okay, I can do this. Like I'm not just scraping by, but I'm swimming. I'm moving here. So there was that. And then recently this year, we played them and out the gate they threw like 2, 3 bombs on me, and it was like I just swatted those out of the air, and I was like, wow, they really wanted to test me if I'm still that guy. So, yeah, and then towards the end of the game, I ended up getting picked with the club. So that was
With
pretty
the
cool.
clubs.
With
Nice.
the club, yeah. So that was a pretty cool feeling.
Cool. Well, I mean, obviously Calgary, good team, but I mean, you're able to go out there and compete with them. I mean, you talked about the Philpott twins. I mean, last season or so, I can't remember when they came out, but I do remember talking to those guys. And they're doing their thing in the CFL right now.
Yeah.
And so again, it'll be your turn here soon. So definitely interesting. Um, let's take a moment. Let's not talk about football for just a minute or so. Tell me something about Mr. Jake Taylor that not everybody knows, whether it be some hobbies or I don't know, anything that you want to share. So give me something.
Um, I something I like to do is I like to get out the house. I like to go experience nature, but I don't like to go on walks. I don't like to go ride my bike down the street, but I'd rather maybe go skateboarding, maybe hit the longboard with my dog. I really enjoy snowboarding a lot. I mean, being in Alberta, we have great mountains here. So I started skiing when I was younger and then eventually ended up switching over to snowboarding. So I have not been able to get out to the mountains actually this year just because I do want to keep my body in tip top shape. But yeah, I do really enjoy those things.
Yeah, definitely don't want to do too many extreme sports. I know that the coaches don't necessarily want you to do that. So,
Yeah.
um, a couple other quick things. Tell me about your hometown. Like if I were to come visit you in your hometown, where would we go? What would we do?
Okay, so I live about 20 minutes south of Edmonton. So I'm in Beaumont here. Small French town. Not much to do. Not much to do. We got a big hill. We got a skate park, and we got a couple restaurants. So there's not a crazy amount to do here. Usually, I would say if I was doing something with friends or whatever, I'm usually in Sherwood Park, which is where I played high school. There's a couple cool places we like to walk around. There's a place called, so there's the North Saskatchewan River that goes through Edmonton, and then it also goes through Sherwood Park on the east side of Edmonton. There's a big mudslide area, so there's like this big open view that you can go hang out with your friends at. We like to bring some golf balls, golf clubs sometimes, hit some balls off. So yeah.
Fun time. So it sounds like there's plenty to do up there. I mean, albeit a somewhat smaller, town, but I mean, hey, maybe I'll just kind of go back to like my middle school days and remember a little bit more of my French and maybe pick up the board again.
Yeah.
It's been forever and a day since I've gotten on a board. So
Yeah.
but Jake, it's nice. It's been nice, getting to know you with this interview. I want to go ahead and close up shop. So, as we're doing that, I want you to kind of look into the camera and talk directly to some of these scouts that are out there. I mean, you are a guy who I feel, is a great chess piece that a defensive coach can use. I mean, again, we've already talked about your versatility. So, go ahead and talk to these scouts and tell them why you would make a great addition to their program. Why you should be drafted and all that other stuff. So, go ahead and close us out with that.
To the scouts out there, I'd say I'm a guy that's gonna come in and I know my spot, so I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna earn my stripes. I'm gonna do what you guys need me to do, and then once I've done that and I've earned my spot, I love to not necessarily take on a full leadership role, as I feel that also has to be something that comes with time being in the program. But I love to get in with the guys and make everyone better. So I'm always pushing to make myself and everyone around me better. So yeah, I just love, I want to be the best. So I hope that my CFL combine statistics will show that I've been pushing for that all off season. So
Well, great. Again, Jake, this has been good getting to know you, and wish you very best of luck in the process. I mean, I know sometimes the process is a little crazy, but you take care. All right.
yes, you as well, Jimmy.
Sure. Once again, I got with me Jake Taylor. He's a linebacker slash safety slash whatever. He's a football player at a University of Alberta. Definitely check him out.